So welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video, and today going to be showcasing the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla on a Potara team. And again, big shout out to Josh for the gameplay, and I'm just going to put this out there straight away. For every single one of these gameplay videos that I am going to be dropping throughout the day, it's all courtesy of Josh. So if you maybe want to get in touch with him, if you want to get potentially some gameplay for the future, maybe you guys want to start a channel up and obviously make a go of gameplay, just hit up my boy Josh and, you know, see where you can go from there. The link will be in the description down below. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as always, and I hope you guys are enjoying these particular videos as well. It's very exciting just to see what they are capable of doing at 100%. And of course, I am going to be going over the what the car can actually do whilst I am, well, whilst the gameplay is in the background, basically. So the team that Josh is using, I believe, so we have obviously the double LR Vegito lead, Kefla, Wirus, which I assume is just for the orbs, back into Zamasu, Super Saiyan Rose, and then Vegito at the end there. But if I go over to the Dokkan subreddit, the Dokkan Wiki, and just, you know, quickly go over what she does, I will most likely put her up on the screen as well. I realized that I forgot about Jiren, but don't worry, I won't forget about the Bay that is Kefla. Tell me that Kefla isn't a top waifu. She definitely is. Anyway, if you've seen my top 10 or my ranking, not ranking, but reviewing all the god leads in Dokkan into like 10 words or less, you know what I think about her. But regardless, I think I've put this off long enough. So the biggest issue, just straight away, she isn't a Dokkan exclusive unit. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bit too much of an issue, but it's a bit of an issue because she doesn't have fierce battles, which sucks massively because she would have potentially gotten an additional 15% added to her attack. But it is what it is. Anyway, so leader skill gives the free key to a Potara category as well as a 150% stats increase. So not as good as LR Vegito in terms of health and attack, but it does give more of a defensive increase, which doesn't really matter that much because the majority of the events don't even require you to have that much defense to begin with. But I guess it's a nice addition. I suppose you can say that it's a bit more of a balanced leader skill in comparison to the LR Vegito one, because of course it's the exact same stat increase all across the board. And if I'm not mistaken, you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well as, you know, Omega Shenron that provide this exact same increase to their own category. So it's not bad by any means, but obviously it's not as strong as the LR Vegito leader skill. But, you know, the good thing is, at the very least, you have a very solid lead in her. And because she is most likely going to be on a guaranteed SSR banner, then, you know, it's great. Because we've had multiple opportunities to summon for her before, where she is featured. Of course, like I said, you have the opportunity to get a guaranteed SSR per multi-summon. And, well, yeah, the guaranteed one is a featured unit. So the chances of you pulling her are obviously extremely high. But the point is, everyone has had multiple chances to pull her with ease. So if you don't have it, it's a bit unfortunate, but you know what, she is still an incredible lead for that Potara category. Again, not as good as Vegito in terms of the health and attack fronts, but it's still good nonetheless. Causes immense damage and greatly lowers defense, and she has a 12 key multiplier of 145%. And one thing that I completely forgot to mention is that, did anyone even doubt the fact that this was going to be her R from the beginning? I thought it was extremely obvious, but I thought I'd just put that out there. So she changes N-type orbs into physical orbs, so of course she is self-sufficient, very similar to, you know, units like the, I believe it's Mars and Vegeta, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, the new one. And yeah, like I said, in this particular video, she is paired up with Whis, or not the Whis, the Wirus. But obviously, on this particular team, you are rarely going to run him just because he doesn't fit on his team at all, because he isn't on his category. But regardless, that partnership could potentially benefit her a lot, because obviously the Wirus is providing a ton of orbs for the Wirus. And if I quickly go, okay, so Wirus has Fuse Fire, so I'm going to quickly check what orbs he changes, because I know for a fact that the Wirus is a dual orb changer. So he changes tech and intelligence orbs into physical orbs. So he's changing two types of orbs into physical orbs that, you know, obviously is providing a lot of attack for Kefla. And the good thing about the Kefla is that she has multiple chances to super attack, and she also has the medium chance to evade enemies' attacks. But she gets a 12% attack and defensive increase per orb obtained. So she is, you know, as a nuker, this is obviously very good. I believe before she didn't get the defensive increase. Just going to double check. Okay, so she did get a defensive increase. But the biggest difference now is that before, she needed physical type orbs to get stronger, but now she only needs like any type of orb. So it's not limited to just a physical type orb. It's per any orb obtained, you know, you get that attack and defensive increase, which is obviously great. You know, just being limited to one orb at times can definitely lower how hard she is going to hit the majority of the time. So it's good that they changed it to just any orb. And then of course we have the medium chance to evade enemy super attacks, well, and just regular attacks of course. Launches an additional attack which has a high chance to become a super attack. So the second attack is guaranteed, but it's not guaranteed to be a super attack. And on top of that, you still have the potential system that could potentially provide her with another super attack. So that is maybe 3 super attacks right there. And of course, she gets this particular part of the passive from Cable's card. But yeah, launches an additional attack with a high chance to become a super attack. You know, pretty straightforward stuff. She has 3 chances to super attack if she has several potential system buffs, like she does in this particular video. Of course, right now, she is at 100%, but even with the top left path and the bottom right path open, she is still going to be performing extremely well. Just because, of course, that's where the main abilities are for crit and, of course, additional attacks. So I still suggest that you prioritize the critical hits just because they are going to hit harder overall. Especially, especially if you can consistently get off that additional attack from the passive. But again, it's kind of reliant on RNG, but she is clearly an absolutely, powerful, incredible unit. And now the link set is where it kind of put a damper in the card, and it's very similar to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta because she has an overflow of key links. So on most leads, you're most likely going to start off with 6 key. She isn't a legendary rare, and she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key links. Okay, all of these key links together provide 9, 11 key, which is almost more than double of what she needs. So obviously, the majority of the time, if you aren't going to pick up physical orbs, which is very unlikely considering that she is an orb changer, you're going to need 6 key, and she almost has attack links that equal up to 12 key, which is legit almost more than double of what she needs. And her main attack link is going to be Super Saiyan. That is kind of why it sucks that she doesn't have Fierce Battle, just because she has an influx of key links. But realistically, Battlefield Diva is never going to be activated. Warriors of Universe 6, never going to be activated. Shattering the Limit, maybe depend. I don't think that's a possibility. Like, who realistically are you going to run on a Potara category with Shattering the Limit? LRVG Blue, maybe. LRVG Blue, and that's literally it. So she's going to share Shattering the Limit with LRVG Blue, which isn't bad because LRVG Blue is obviously extremely powerful, but it's just kind of like, what are you doing? Oh, see, that Fierce Battle link could have made a massive difference, but it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad because she's going to be, be hitting hard regardless. To be honest, in comparison to the Jiren, I want to say she's better right now. And again, Jiren only has his SSR card, but even so, it's kind of like, yeah, Kefla's very powerful. I think that's the best way of putting it, to be honest. Definitely do not overlook her because she is an absolutely incredible unit. And of course, if you can open that top left path and that bottom right path, I definitely think it's something that is worth investing in just because of the damage that it provides overall. Now, when it comes to her compatibility in the majority of the teams or categories that she is on, she is most likely going to be on the Universal Survivor Saga because, of course, the units on that particular team, for the most part, do have the Tournament of Power link, which is a 3 key link, so they are thinking ahead here. The Potara category, I definitely think she's going to go on there as well, but it's not like that particular team doesn't need damage output because it already has LR Black and Zamasu. It has LR Vegito, LR Blue, Tech Vegito Blue, so it doesn't need a damage output. But if you don't have too many great options for that team, then yeah, go ahead and put her in there. But if you are going to put her in there with, all these other great units, then she is most likely going to be a 3rd slot unit, which is a bit of a shame. But again, I mean, there isn't much else that you can do. I think her main team is definitely going to be the Universal or the Universe Survival Saga just because there aren't too many great units in that particular team, but it is what it is. And again, I think my major issue with her is just the key links, to be honest. Like, there are way too many key links, way more they're needed. I mean, at the very least, she has compatibility on every single team that she is on. Peppy Gals, yeah, sure. Universe, Survival Luck, sure. Potara, sure. She has the links for all these teams. But it isn't necessary, you know. But regardless, we are on the Omega Shenron stage, and we're going to pull off a Dokkan mode with her. Okay, let's go. And I believe, according to this gameplay and how much time there is left, ended up taking on the Ultimate Gohan event. So, let's see what point can go. Pardon me, let's see how hard she is going to hit her. And then, you know, can go from there. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this particular video. And if you want to see the showcases for the remaining units, just, you know, let me know in the comment section down below by leaving a like. If we could get to 700 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. But can we get that like for the Kefla? Kefla is such a dope unit. The super attack looks great as well. The sprite looks great. It's a great looking super attack. And there we go. 1.1 million damage and additional super attack. And there we have, okay, we get the additional super attack as well. So that is the great thing about Kefla. And the good thing is, like, it's very similar to Vegeto's counters in a way. Because every single attack is an opportunity to get a counter attack or a critical hit. Which obviously is going to vastly increase the amount of damage that you can do. There we go, 967k. But again, I've gone over the card completely. I've gone over her weaknesses, essentially. I don't know what type of banner she's going to be on. I don't know if she is going to be with Jiren or not, but I would imagine that she is going to be, maybe. It's hard to tell, but, I mean, it is what it is. And there we have it. Look at all those orbs that Weirus provides. I mean, if you don't have that great of a Potara team, then you may consider running the Weirus just for that Kefla partnership. But I'm curious to see how she would perform without the potential system buffs, because obviously with any boss event, they have a lot of defense, and when they have a lot of defense, that is drastically going to increase your damage output. And obviously when you pull off a crit, that is going to be dealing a ton of damage, so there isn't much you can do there. And we have about 5 or 6 minutes left in this gameplay, so I suppose I'll just try to enjoy what's going on here. See, in this situation, we aren't grabbing too many physical type ores. So our attack stat is just under 200k, but how high is that attack stat going to be? Like when you take into account the multipliers and such. So over 1 million. And again, keep in mind that she is at 100%. So obviously this is her at her limit. And the lead that we are on is, you know, drastically helping her as well. But one thing that... Oh, wow. Okay, double dodge. But one thing that I guess a lot of people overlook is that dodging mechanic. And it's only a medium chance, obviously. So I believe it's not as strong as Caulifla's, but she still has a, you know, dodging mechanic there. But it's just kind of like, is it necessary? Because at 100%, and, you know, even without that many potential system buffs, is it necessary to be able to dodge if she already has the capability to, pardon me, if she already has the capability to basically just like tank everything? Because she is getting a defensive increase as well per orb obtained, so I suppose it's nice against Super Battle Road, but outside of that, I don't think it's, you know, that impressive. And again, when you can take into account that defensive increase, it's just kind of like, you know, especially at 100%, it's like, well, I don't really need that. And when you combine her with the Weirus as well, it's just stupid. Look at the amount of physical type ores right there. That's an insane amount. So her attack stat isn't actually that high. 232,000, I believe that is. Again, this is prior to the whole multipliers kicking in and such. But even so. Right, how high is this going to go? Okay, 1.3 mil. Pretty much every single one of her attack links is active here as well. Hit for 1 million with the first super attack, obviously. So when she gets multiple super attacks, that is a lot of damage output. And if they're all crits, that is even more damage output. Here we go. Is Vegeta going to take him out? And of course, guess the crit. Now, the last stage. It feels weird looking at Vegeta, to be honest. I don't know. Like, prior to that fusion, it just seems like any other unit, I guess. We are definitely coming towards the end of the video. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about the Kefla? Are you going to go for her if you don't have her? Personally, I think that she is worth going for. Because as a unit that isn't, you know, Dokkan exclusive, or a Dokkan Fest unit, she is very good. she's definitely very, very good. You know, despite being at 100%, I would imagine that, like, even not being at 100%, I can see her being in the millions if you have maybe 2, you know, debuffs open, because this particular lead just provides so much when it comes to attack. It's stupid. 340% attack increase, and that's the most in the game, so it's obviously going to be up there on this particular lead. But yeah, we have the closing moments of this particular event, and it's, yeah, Kefla most likely going to finish things off here. There we go. We have Vegito in play as well, which means that she is going to be getting a attack and offensive increase from the Vegito partnership there. Attack stat just under 300,000. But the boost from Vegito is there, so how high is that attack stat gonna be? 1.7 million. There we go. And it's like that for every single super attack. But he is not going to survive this. And there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Let's get to 700 likes for the Kefla. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one.